Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfie. Today we're going to be looking at the Pandora's Box teams for what I think is PB13. I honestly don't really remember the event number, but the title will say the event number, probably. Anyways, before we get into the PB teams, one thing, I made a tweet saying for every 500 likes, I'll leak something about Block Wars Series 3. As you can see here, 650 likes is more than 500. So I revealed this as the first leak. I don't know what people were expecting for the first leak, but this is, I would say, a pretty big deal. Okay, Block Wars Series 3 will return this summer. This summer being between June 20th and September 22nd. The event will look a little different compared to Series 2. Not a little, quite a bit different. And you'll hear more from us officially around the time of TwitchCon Rotterdam 2024, which is the end of June. So at the end of June, you'll actually hear official information from the Block Wars team regarding Series 3's return, which is in a little over a month. So I hope everyone's excited for that. Anyways, enough Block Wars talk. Let's talk about PB. Starting off with the red team. You got Poundy, Antfrost, Kyleth, and Ubby with a hamburger. Kind of unfair because Ubby with a hamburger is like 1.5 people because he is just that big. So, I don't know if this is balanced, but anyways, fun combination here for sure. And I think Ant and Ubby was a duo. I could see Kyle and Poundy being a duo. I know they're very good friends, and just overall this should be a very nice combination. Very cohesive team, which is very fun. Yeah, curious to see how well they'll do. I think it's a pretty strong team, obviously. Every single team here is strong. Most teams are built to have like 2 really good players and then 2 middle/lower players, which is insane. That an event can just do that is crazy, but hey, that's what PB is made for. Anyways, next up, orange team. You got Carter, Toph, Forsy, and Dakota. Kind of similar format here. Carter and Toph is the crazy duo here. Forsy is like the middle frag and Dakota being the lower frag. This seems like a very fun team. I know Carter was really excited to be paired up with Forsy, and obviously Toph probably as well. And Dakota fits this vibe very nicely. At least I think Dakota and Forsy will get along super well, and she already knows Carter and Toph. So this is a very nice team too. I like this one. Probably one of the stronger ones because they do have a insane duo and a very solid third frag, but we'll see, I guess. This applies to the next team as well because here's the yellow team. You got Narwhal, Shatter, Cloud, and Kendall. I don't think Kendall's played recently, so I don't know how well she will do, but it's fun to see her back at least. But Cloud and Shatter is a pretty insane duo. Narwhal being the third frag is also pretty insane. I'd say Narwhal is like around my skill level, I guess, maybe ish, maybe lower or higher. I don't know. The last time I saw Narwhal play, I swear that they did better than me or around where I placed on a good team. So I don't know. Anyways, solid team again. The vibes here should be good. We got a pals team here. Charlie, or Shatter, is probably... I don't know how familiar he is with the people on this team. I don't know who he's spoken to much, but I assume he probably knows Cloud, maybe? Anyways, cool team. Next up, my team. You got Fur as a newcomer with Radoons, Fire Breath Man, and myself. Obviously, Mishane Red is a pretty solid and very red trio. Which honestly could be pretty strong, or it might just be kind of okay. The thing with this event is that I'm mildly concerned that we may not even have a single top 10 performance on the team, because it is just a very strong event, and I feel like Red and I aren't the most consistent, but also not that inconsistent, so it's kind of hard to tell. I don't really know where my team will place. I think it would make sense if we place around like 4th or 5th, but when you do actual proper team rankings, it can kind of go any way. And Fur also, kind of a surprising newcomer, I think, for PB. Fur, obviously, beforehand with Minecraft, only really played Block Wars, and also applied for MCC Rising, but mostly only played Block Wars. And I mean, it's exciting to see Fur in. I think on this team, it'll be a very fun combination. And Fur is honestly pretty solid at the game. I just think that the newcomer difference will apply a little bit, but I don't think Fur will get like bottom 5 or anything. I think Fur is going to be like a lower middle player. So that could make our team pretty strong, maybe. I think if we get Fur to get warmed up a little bit, then we will be chilling for this event, I think. Hopefully. Anyways, that's the first day teams. Second day teams start here with the Aqua team. You got Booster, Feinberg, Babalu, and Anthos. This is a pretty silly, goofy team, honestly. Probably my favorite, I'd say, after mine. I think this is a very fun combination. Obviously, Babalu is a newcomer, and Babalu, I think, is pretty good at the game. I think he is better than Booster, like, skill-wise, just in general. Obviously, there is the experience difference, but Booster hasn't played that many times, so I could see Babalu still outplacing Booster. Which means that Feinberg has been given 2 competent frags below him. Anthos also obviously being pretty solid at the game. I would not say that Anthos is bad, obviously. Anthos has been getting a lot of practice in as of recent, especially on like Hypixel Housing, and he's also been playing MCCI on and off, so he'll probably be pretty warmed up for this event. And yeah, excited to see this combination. I think chemistry-wise, this team should work fantastically. It's going to be very loud. So if you love loud POVs, this is probably going to be the one for you. My team will probably be pretty loud too, but not that loud. This one is going to be kind of insane, I think, maybe. Also, fun to see Babalu in, because I imagine that I will probably end up being on a team with Babalu and Booster at some point, because it just makes sense. I totally did not request, you know, to be on a team with them for this event on my sign up for him, but hey, I love my team, so I don't complain about it. Anyways, next up, Blue Team. This has the most insane duo on it, but also the most interesting other duo on it. Kalen and Fruit are on the same team, which is insane. That's like putting, not like putting Purple and Shane on the same team in MCC, but it's like putting Shane and JoJo on the same team in an MCC. I think that's kind of insane. And then with Callum and Lucky, who I would both classify as like lower mid players, they are people who I wouldn't expect to place bottom 5, but I also don't think they would place past the 20s, so that's pretty much lower mid. Interesting duo. I mean, Callum and Lucky have had a long history of interactions with each other in regards to MCC and beyond, and it's finally time for them to be paired up together, which is very fun, and I'm curious to see how this combination will go. I do think this could be a bit of a clash, maybe, in terms of how these duos will work together, because I'd say Callum and Lucky is a bit more of a chaotic duo, whereas Kalen and Fruit is a bit more of a chill duo, but they have a chaotic side to them, and Callum and Lucky can chill, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these duos work together, because it's very much an obvious duo plus duo team. Anyways, moving on. You have the Purple team. I don't really know too much about this team, but it is Mysticson, Sujuku, Lofi, and Baseball Drew. Sujuku, as far as I'm aware, is the top frag of this team. I've seen Sujuku around on like minigame servers pretty actively for the past few years, and they are pretty good at the game. I know Mysticsons is probably the bottom frag on this team, but I don't think that they are a bottom 5 player either, which, hey, could end up being very interesting. And then between Lofi and Drew, I'm not too sure who is the second and third frag, but this team, I'm not sure how well they will do, because, like I said, I don't really know too much about them. I would assume they're probably going to be on the lower end, but maybe I'm heavily underestimating their performance, and maybe they'll just sweep. Who knows? Anyways, next team and final team is insane. A Sam and Purple duo looks disgusting already. Then you give them Shadoon as the third frag, who is an MCCS tier. Obviously, he's new, and typically Shadoon has pretty poor first event performances. And then Ghostie's the bottom frag. Another situation where the bottom frag isn't a bad player. It's someone who I would classify as lower mid, where I don't think Ghostie is getting bottom 5 at all. Purple and Sam is an insane duo. I think Purple is probably the top frag of this team, but I could see him second fragging, because Sam has gotten first before and Purple has not gotten first before, but Purple's also only played twice before. One of them was on an insanely busted team, and the other one was just good. This one is another very strong team. I don't know if it's nearly as, I don't think it's the same level of busted as my team with Purple, but it's damn freaking good, you know. Shadoon also obviously, like I said, newcomer. He is obviously a UHC player, so mechanically he is very skilled. I do think that he will probably place in the 20s. Maybe he'll escape the 20s because of his team being pretty good. But I think if Shadoon doesn't place in the 20s, this team is guaranteed first. Because unless he gets bottom 2, but there's no way. There's no way Shadoon's placing bottom 2. If Shadoon doesn't place in the 20s but places in the 10s, then this team is gonna be in first by a lot. Okay, that's my prediction. If that is the case, this team's in first by a lot. Unless either Sam or Purple like completely fumbles the bag and is in like the bottom or in like the lower 10s. But I don't see that happening. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on which team you think is the strongest. I probably won't be doing a prediction video about PB because I don't know too much about it, so I don't really want to make content where I don't know much about the topic. Regardless, if you're still here, yesterday on stream, I'll just go to this tab, or this tab. Yesterday on stream, we concepted a new idea for the Wolfie Mogomil content, and I need your input to see if you would be interested in it. The concept is, if this hypothetical duo or trio or even individual player were to join MCC, Block Wars, etc., what would you make as a team for them? What would you do and why? Like how would you how would I as an organizer handle a team like that? And to put into perspective a comparison, it's not just like, oh, standard players. It's like very out of the box type of players, like Jack Black, who's a celebrity. What would you do if Jack Black was in? Obviously, there's some obvious answers. If you talk about MCC, you got some people like Jacksepticeye, etc. But regardless, that is the content I want to try to introduce into the channel, see how well it will do, because I do want to try to make content daily and see how things work out. Let me know your thoughts on that, and let me know your thoughts on the teams, and also let me know your thoughts on the leak. You know, a pretty good time frame that you have now. Before this tweet, you had technically no idea of when Block Wars would come back. You only had like, maybe around this time. Now you know that you'll actually hear official information in a little over a month, which is exciting. I can't wait to finally be able to talk about Block Wars a bit more again, because I miss it, okay? I mean, I've been working on it a lot internally, but yeah, I miss it. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you later, and goodbye.